Hey there, everybody, and welcome to Making Finances Sexy. I'm Jessica Lay, your Rent Bone realtor and certified instructor with 101 Financial. Right here in the Valley of the Sun, it's my mission to help you move from renting into home ownership, no matter your current situation. I'm here to be your personal finance coach and first-time home buyer specialist. And we have Rose Short.
Hi guys, Red Queen here. I'm also a realtor here in the Phoenix Valley, as well as a financial consultant and CEO of Chronica Luxury. It is my mission to help you build multiple income streams, fire that boss, live your best life, live your dream life, and just all in all, enjoy the life you have.
Whoop, whoop. And today we're talking about our money mindset.
Yes.
So understanding a money mindset, it's important for financial success and well-being because it shapes our beliefs and behaviors around money. When we recognize and address our money beliefs, we can actually cultivate a mindset that empowers us to achieve our financial goals, reduce stress related to money, and ultimately enhance our overall quality of life. The new self-awareness enables us to break free from our limiting beliefs and adopt strategies that support long-term financial stability and growth.
Love it. Yeah, a lot of people get kind of like squeamish when we talk mindset, but it really is so important, especially when it comes to finances and business.
Yeah. And I see it a lot. I've had students that come into our course and they're not seeing the results soon enough, I guess, or quick enough that they just quit before it could get really, really good. And then they're just kind of back in their normal, comfortable financial scenarios, like paying their bills, but not really making any more progress.
Yeah, well, it's so hard because, your mindset with money is influenced by your upbringing, your own experiences, social norms, so your circle you're hanging out with. So it can be hard to really reform that if the environment around you is not conducive to that.
Yep, exactly. And the two types of mindsets, there's a positive, which is growth oriented, belief in abundance and opportunities, encourages investment, learning, and your financial growth. And then it also fosters more confidence in managing our finances. And then we have a negative money mindset or scarcity focused. And that's a fear of not having enough money. It leads to hoarding or excessive frugality and also an avoidance of financial planning. And this creates stress and limit your financial opportunities. And that's what I see a lot of my students that fall off the wagon. They're a little bit more fearful of financial planning and just don't want to face it altogether.
Well, and especially right now in a society that highlights the economy here that we're currently in and, the impact of inflation and price gouging and everything else. Like, there's a societal fear in the United States economy right now, I think.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. It's a lot of uncertainty, but in my opinion, why live in this world of uncertainty and also be uncertain by your own personal financial planning?
Yeah.
Like that would bring me a lot more peace knowing my stuff is okay, even though milk and eggs is $30.
Right.
But our mindset around money does impact our financial decisions. We want to have a more positive mindset because then we start doing things like saving and investing our money. Negative mindsets result in more reactive or detrimental choices, which is more debt. Like I need that credit card to buy this when maybe you didn't need that credit card and now we see people piling on the debt and not managing it like they should.
Yeah.
A big impact of our money mindset, it would be our upbringing and our environment. I did come from a background of pretty negative viewpoints on money from my parents and their parents. So when we observe our parents' financial behaviors, it does influence our beliefs and about spending and savings, and we adapt similar habits, whether it's frugal or spending too much money. I guess my parents, they were decent with saving and stuff like that. They also enjoyed their money. Like we went on lots of family trips and things. So I have a slight respect for money, but I did find myself in a pretty negative mindset about it because I was fearful of losing it, basically. So I'm a lot more frugal person when it comes to my money, but that isn't always a great thing unless you're also balancing it with investing, which I'm doing later in life. My parents didn't really teach me to invest my money, just kind of save it.
Yeah, I had similar. Like my dad was really good at budgeting. My mom was not the best with money. And so I had a weird balance of like, understanding how to budget, but then also like becoming a little bit more frugal because I didn't want to like, have the credit card debt and spending habits of my mom. Not that like, she had her reasons. Let's just wasn't that, she was just completely irresponsible or anything like that. But yeah, for a long time, I was scared of credit and probably more frugal than I needed to be because of that.
Yeah. No, it's a big thing because we learn everything from our parents. So I think it's extremely important that we start having conversations about money at home earlier in life. Like if you have kids, it's important because the attitude towards financial planning as they get older, like if we can shift this mindset, like social mindset around money, we would be in a much better position, and we could empower our kids and generations to come to talk about money and talk about their financial plans without being scared of it or like, oh, like I don't want to talk about money. Like, and it's crazy because we rely on money so much to survive and live and things like that. So I just think we still need to have more conversations about it, and open discussions fosters a healthy understanding of our money, while silence leads to anxiety and confusion about it.
For sure.
Another point is cultural norms. So different cultures have varying attitudes towards wealth, debt, and financial success. And it kind of dictates what's deemed acceptable or desirable regarding money management. So everyone's situation is different, everyone's idea of money is different. So just understanding that, but also it's all the same, where we all want to not be stressed out about our finances. We all need that emergency savings account for emergencies, and we all need to manage our debt properly, paying it off, and keeping a decent credit score. Like that's all the same, but what your end goals are can be different. There's a lot of community influence, peer pressure, and our community standards can affect our spending behaviors. So you see Joe Schmo down the street with the brand new Mercedes, and then you want to go out and buy yourself a Mercedes, and Joe Schmo might be good with managing his money and making those payments, and you may not be very good at managing the payments after you bought that car. So be careful about peer pressure and create your goals and your financial plan before you just like go out and buy that Mercedes.
Yeah, for sure. There's such a like pressure on, especially once you start making money, like, appearing wealthy, that like we really put on ourselves. Like society as a whole doesn't care, I think, as much as we think it does. And so we can get really lost down the rabbit hole of like, oh, well, I have money, so this is what people with money do. And we don't really see all the aspects. So just comparing yourself to anybody is just a bad idea.
Exactly. But there are supportive communities which encourage financial literacy and responsible money management, while others may promote, like you said, the materialism or competition. But I love the communities that are for like 101 Financial. If you join their Facebook group, like we're all supportive of creating those plans to get to that goal and just financial freedom, not being stressed about finances. That's what we all want.
Yep.
So to quickly touch on our common money mindsets again, the scarcity mindset, that's the fear of not having enough money. That leads to people hoarding or being overly frugal, often avoiding spending even when it's a necessity. Then we have an abundance mindset. That's a belief that there are plenty of resources available, which encourages a bit more generosity and a willingness to invest in new opportunities as people feel secure about their financial future. And that's the power of a financial plan. And then there's also fixed mindset. That belief is financial success is based on natural talent or ability. That more so and avoids risks or challenges as people may think they can't improve their financial situation. And then we have growth mindset, and that's the understanding that financial skills can be learned or developed over time. This promotes a willingness to learn, take risk, and adapt, leading to better financial decision making success. And me personally, I think I'm more in the growth mindset. I learn new things every day and I love it. And like that's in my opinion the best mindset you can get in. Unless you're in the abundance, you already come from family that is great with their money and they're passing that down to you.
Love it. So how do those things affect our financial behavior?
Because scarcity, you're frugal, you're just kind of holding on to your money and it may not be going up or down, mainly up, like you're kind of paycheck to paycheck or you have that same amount all the time in your account kind of deal. But when you're cultivate an abundance or growth mindset, you're actually using your money more like a tool to make you more money.
Love it.
Yeah, basically, our money mindset affects our spending habits, savings, investing, and our financial planning. Scarcity mindsets result in short term planning, which has more focus on immediate needs rather than our long term goals. And we want the long term goals because that builds our generational wealth and a more comfortable future. We always mention this retirement is still getting a little bit more difficult for our generations and things like that. A lot of people aren't even investing in any retirement accounts currently because they don't know how much money they have left over each paycheck to put into these accounts. So again, power of a financial plan to work in those, even just small contributions can go a long way if you start early enough.
Yeah, and if you're not planning on having kids, then like generational wealth might not be important, but that's still wealth that can help you retire early, help you live the life you want to live right now while you still can move around and you're still young enough to enjoy it. Not saying you can't enjoy the benefits when you're older, because absolutely you can. It's more of a mindset than an age thing, but you don't have to think of it as generational wealth or go, well, I'm not having kids, so generational wealth doesn't do me any good. Like, use it, build out your retirement, have a comfortable retirement, and then if you do end up with a substantial amount toward the end of your life, like charities, start supporting charities. Like for us, it's animal rescues, right? So like any money that we have that needs to go somewhere when we die, it's going to go to animal rescues of any kind, really. But I'm sure we'll find a couple of our like favorites to donate to. But generational wealth does not have to mean like I'm going to have kids and I want to make sure they're taken care of. Like absolutely can. But if you're not going to have kids, if kids are not in your eye line, then you can still call it generational wealth, but just shift how you're looking at it to fit your lifestyle.
No, exactly. I love that.
Like who doesn't? Like we all want time freedom, right? Like every time people talk about wanting money or wanting to be rich, it's not about the money. It's about that choice to get up in the morning and go, you know what? I don't want to work today? Or is the choice to get up and be able to go to the gym and be able to enjoy breakfast or be able to, go out and do it's the power to choose, the power to do what you want to do. And that's really where wealth comes into play.
Exactly, I agree. Not having to rush out to that job friggin' 5 days a week.
Yeah. And being stressed and taking it out on your family and then letting your health suffer. And like it all snowballs. So,
Yeah, and that's
we
why
all say we want to be rich, but it's not actually the money that most of us care about.
exactly. Time freedom.
You can live a rich life if you do all these steps, right?
Exactly, and that's why we need to have conversations. Stop being so scared to talk about our money, guys. It's natural. We need it. I'm going to get into an example of a mindset impact. Let's start with scarcity. So there's a person that has the opportunity to invest in a promising startup, but declines due to the fear of losing their savings or missing out on potential high returns. I've done this a couple times with stock market stuff or whatever. I was just like, no, I don't have the money to invest. So why would I invest? And then you see it does really well and you're like, why didn't I, take that risk or whatever. But that's a scarcity mindset. I probably could have invested in what I was planning to invest, but I held myself back from the opportunity just out of fear. The other example is our abundance mindset. Another person sees the same investment opportunity and feels confident in their ability to recover from any losses, leading them to invest and potentially reap significant rewards. Again, I could have financially planned this, like I'm going to invest this much money, but if this stock or company or whatever goes down to like I lose $20, whatever, then I want that to be my out. And you can set up things called stop losses. If anybody knows investing, a stop loss to get you out of a certain investment with more minimal losses, which makes you feel secure and confident. Yeah, you'll lose a little bit, but at least you're not losing that whole dollar amount that you initially invested. It just feels better and it's planned.
Yeah.
Kalani kind of did that. He won a car at the auction. He spent a decent amount for this car, but the thing with auction vehicles is you can't drive them. You can't bring your tools in to really tear it down and look at it. So you can start it and slightly move it forward and backwards, but it's kind of scary. You don't know because you can't really heavily inspect the vehicle. So Kalani and I was talking about it. He's like, what if it's not good? Like freaking out a little bit because he won this car and we don't know if it's a good sale or not. But I was just like, okay, let's think about this. What if so he bought it for I'll just throw the numbers, it makes it easier. So he bought it for 4,700 with everything, the car and the fees. The car is Kelly Blue booking for like between 9 and 10,000. So that's a pretty decent wiggle room if he does need to make some repairs to it, first of all. But then he also said if he tears into it and there's bigger problems than we initially thought of, he's like, I could sell it easy for 5 grand, make 300 bucks. That's like
Right.
that's a really decent out, at least you're up a little bit if it's too much for you to handle and you don't want to, drain your money into it because cars and houses, man, they're just like hit or miss with making money, but that's why we plan and we think about it.
Yeah. Well, especially with housing, right? Like so many people want to do the smash and grab. And if you're looking to make money off housing, like, yeah, the fix and flip can be decent, but you're probably going to want to hold on that property for like 2 years. to really make money back on it. Now, if you're doing a fix and flip, obviously in a construction loan, you can't always do that. But the people who go into it going, well, I'm going to buy this house and flip it and then sell it for a massive profit are usually the ones who burn out or suffer because they can't move the property because they don't really understand the market because they're not planning properly.
Exactly. Pay attention, guys, and talk to somebody.
Yes. So how do we shift our money mindset?
So shifting, I'd say, is awareness. We need to reflect on our personal beliefs about money and the origins. I'm constantly thinking about that. I'm like, why do I feel this way? And then it typically draws back to my parents, like just become more aware and reflect. And then second, education is a big one. Invest your time learning about personal finance and money management. I hopped into 101 Financial because I was decent with my money. I wasn't in terrible, terrible situations. I just wasn't saving and I wasn't investing, and I wanted more like with my hard-earned money. So just investing in a course went a long way for me personally. So education and positive affirmations. Use affirmations to reframe your negative thoughts about money. Like sometimes it feels unnatural to say like I am rich or I am like if you're not rich, but energy is a big powerful thing. And if we start cultivating a more positive outlook and mindset on anything, typically it starts to shift the whole environment and your inner environment as well. So engaging with people who have healthy relationships with money. So people that manage their money well or are pretty decent investors and things like that. We always talk about that. Your community and your tribe is very important, especially when growing a business or you want just that next level in your life. Make sure you have good company around you, not hanging out with poor people or poor mindset people, because that'll rub off on you.
For sure.
So yeah, I just encourage everybody listening to reflect on your own money beliefs and consider how you can cultivate a more positive relationship with money, if that's positive affirmations or reaching out to a financial instructor, just whatever you need to change that. And once you change that, it's only up from here.
Awesome. I love it. Stay positive, people.
Ooh, positive money mindset. Sexy. Well, that's about that on money mindset. I hope you guys got something out of it and you're going to start cultivating a more positive one. And next week, Rose is going to get into saving money on software when you're starting out.
Yes.